Boker Tov, good morning. It's the Red, White, and Blue Jew, aka Jake Donnelly, and today I want to talk about that Robert Kraft Blue Square campaign commercial that apparently is going to air during the commercial. Because look, I've heard all of the critiques, I've heard all of the complaints, and I have been where everybody else is. But the thing that I think most people are missing is, does this commercial accomplish what it wants to accomplish? And from my perspective, yes. Now, before you jump down my throat, because if I was in your position, I would jump down my throat. But before you do so, quick background. I used to work for the Israeli-American Council of New England. I was their activism manager, and I have worked for what was originally the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism, then turned into FCAS, and what is now the Blue Square Campaign. I worked with them. They have done great work behind the scenes. They're tremendous at tracking things on social media. I mean, even they opened up their doors when I put on an event for 85 Jewish American and Israeli American teenagers at Gillette Stadium itself. I brought in Eddie Curry. I brought in Eric Rubin, the head of Maccabi World Union, the ambassador, I should say, for Maccabi World Union. And it was an amazing, amazing day. And that couldn't have been pulled off without the help of Robert Kraft's Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism and what is now the Blue Square Campaign. When I first watched that commercial, I thought that's the wrong message. It's making us look weak. But there was something that I saw on the second viewing of that commercial, and that is this. For all of you who want to instill Jewish pride, which is the thing I do more than anything else. For all of you who want Jews to look tough, which is the thing that I tried to do more than anything else, tell me sincerely, do you remember a point in that commercial where you saw that? Because on the second viewing, I did. I was like, oh, no, we don't need the help. We don't need that friend of his who, or it's not even his friend. It's his friend by the end of it. His name is either Bilal or Halal. Doesn't matter for right now. But we don't need his help. We can do this ourselves. It's time to stop relying on other people. But before that point happened, what was that Jewish student trying to do? That Jewish student was about to start some shit. And actually, that other student stopped him. And then the response was, you know what? You're right. They're not worth it. So that commercial, that message is not about, this isn't the time to fight. In fact, it's saying it is the time to fight. And that Jewish student was ready to throw hands. What it's saying was that wasn't the place. And I think I'm guilty of this, more probably than anybody else, of not understanding the right time or place for certain actions. And so I think that while everybody is correct, honestly, in their critiques of that commercial, I come back to what is most important when I try to put out something is the message that I want to get across. Did I get that message across? And for this commercial, the answer is yes. And I get it. As Jews, as Zionists, we need to stop looking for other people to help us. The key in that is we need to make ourselves so undeniable that people will go out of their way to help us, whether through empathy or because they look and they go, wow, Jews pretty fucking badass right now. And in that commercial, that kid wanted to fight. That student wanted to throw hands. It just wasn't the right time for that. So while everybody is saying, look, man, can't we use this money in a more productive way? The answer is absolutely yes. But one, regardless of what you think about Robert Kraft as an owner or as a person, his heart in terms of trying to do the right thing is clearly in the right place when it comes to Jews, when it comes to people like Meek Mill. Like, this is who Robert Kraft is. And we all have our faults, but he is trying to do the right thing, and everybody, including yours truly, might not agree with how he's going about it. Would I love to see a Blue Square Campaign commercial from the Winter Olympics where the Blue Square Campaign said, look, we just donated $40,000 to the Israeli bobsled team to make sure that they have the best Olympic experience that they could possibly have, and it involves the pilot A.J. Edelman of that bobsled team rapping tefillin? I would love that commercial, and I think it would do more. But for this Sunday, for the Super Bowl commercial that the Blue Square Campaign is putting out, I ask myself, is it succeeding in getting the message out that it wants to. And what is that message? What is the thing that it is trying to do? It's trying to say, we need unity. We need to combat hate. And also, Jews, if you saw that commercial, time to figure out if you're ready for the fight or not. Because that student, that Jewish student in the commercial, he's ready for the fight. And the Blue Square campaign isn't saying the opposite. The Blue Square campaign was simply saying that wasn't the place for that fight. So if your argument is, now is the time, just make sure you know if it's the place, but now is the time for the fight. I like that message. I like that message. So this is the Red, White, and Blue Jew, aka Jake Donnelly, saying, until next time, folks, see ya, and figure out if you're ready for the fight. Oh, and go Pats!